Good morning, it's Barbara. It is cold and damp outside because it is still raining. And our heat's on, so I'll be inside. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. Sitting in front of my wall again. I have some work to do on this table if I want to sit facing the other way where you get a little bit more of a view. Actually, I could turn a little more because I'm not, and then you would be able to see outside. Because I'm not using the ring light on my gizmo after all. Turning. Because this light gives off enough light and it looks pretty good. Lately, every time I put a shirt on, I'm like, oh, and I got to take it off and take the tag off of it. The people who started printing on the backs of necks of shirts are smarter because then people know where you got them, because I'm never going to figure this out once I take the tag. So anyway, today is bookshelf day. We will be clearing the bookshelf and taking at least one box of books to the library. Yesterday was bin day. We had several bins, 3 bins that needed to be moved out of, they were just at the bottom of the steps, and there were boxes that needed to be recycled and a lot of stuff at the bottom of the steps. It was a little bit like an archaeological dig. It was some combination of an archaeological dig and a time capsule. So the one bin was an archaeological dig because it had layers and layers of different things, and it had been sitting open for quite a while, and things just got piled on top of it. I will confess, I had some picture frames that I found that I had gotten like at Goodwill, because I had an idea what I was gonna print out some of our travel pictures and put them in the powder room for decoration, and I needed picture frames, and I found some at Goodwill, and I had gotten them quite some time ago. So I had a couple of those, and a very pretty picture that I had taken off the wall. I had replaced and taken off the wall in the hallway, and they were just sitting in this bin. And those picture frames and that picture I'm not ready to deal with, because I think the picture frames are going to go in my craft room, but my craft room, I'm not putting anything in the old craft room, and the new craft room is in no way able to take anything in a constructive way. So I put those 3 things in the dining room, but everything else I processed. There were sheets, there were pieces of the smoker, there were magazines, there was old mail, a ton of stuff. And that was the one that was in layers. And at the bottom layer were magazines, a pile of knitting magazines that, I had obviously just moved out of the way because company was coming, put them in the bin, clean, So when I tell you I straighten up for company, that's how I do it. So anyway, at the bottom of that bin were 2 pom-pom magazines, including the one with the Rakim sweater that I wanted to make, that I couldn't find, that I said I own the book, but I can't find the book, and I didn't get the digital copy, and found it. I found another one too. So I found that if I ever decide I want to make that sweater, now I can. It's probably not the name of it. Something like that. ROQU something. Anyway, so that was a nice find. And there was a Vogue knitting and a jewelry magazine. So I don't know when that was. All right, so that was the archaeological dig with all the layers. The one underneath was the time capsule, because apparently in 2016, 2016 was the year we did the painting in the living room area, and so we packed everything away out of there to get it out of the bookshelves, off the, you know. And the reason I know it was 2016, because we couldn't remember the year, is because that's what I found. So the underneath bin was a bin that we had packed when we packed up the bookshelves in the living room and just moved it out of the way so we could paint. I found a copy of the Atlantic magazine with the cover story, "Who's going to win the debate, Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump?" I'm like, oh no. The whole thing was full. I mean, we had mail in there. I didn't even open it. I just shredded it. From 2016. Anyway, so we still have some things to figure out what we want to do. We keep folders when we come back, or as we're planning and coming back from one of our big trips, and we have a folder. I guess the folder is from Tanzania. I found some beautiful maps that we got from Antarctica, and we just don't have a good place to keep these things. And so that's one of the things that we have to do, is figure out, do we want to keep them, and if we do, where they can belong, because the problem is we don't have a good place for them to belong. So that folder was contemporaneous of our trip. Pearl's a barky dog at the moment. So anyway, that was yesterday, and lots of boxes that were there were being recycled, and we had piles of stuff near our front door because we have two side lights next to our door, little windows, and at one point something was going on across the street. I don't know what it was, but the dogs kept standing at those windows barking, and they would not stop barking. So finally, we just picked up a bunch of junk and piled things in front of these windows so that they couldn't see out the windows anymore. It looked like a storage unit or a refugee bin, or I don't even know. I mean, it was a mess. But the dogs couldn't see out the window, and they stopped barking. Hopefully that has passed, or whatever was going on won't go on again, because the windows are now clear. And I have to say that going up and down the steps yesterday and this morning, since I cleared the bottom of the steps down there, it feels so much better. Really, it feels so good. And I've been thinking about, I mean, we just have weeks and weeks and weeks of work, because we've accumulated over 20 years more than the house can hold. We've accumulated, and we have no place to, we have so many things that don't actually have a place. So, and the condition of my craft room has been on my mind and weighing on me for years. I mean, how many Januaries have you lived with me talking about, I'm going to fix this? Well, I don't do anything unless I have to. So now I have to. And I will be going through that craft room, and I will have to get rid of stuff. And Juanita, you may actually be getting some goodies. I mean, not as goodies as you were wanting, because I don't think I'm gonna do anything with the fiber. But I do have lots of nice acrylic yarn that I am not using, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. And Juanita uses it, and she makes all kinds of things for all kinds of people. She has people in her family and her friends that she's doing hats and blankets and all kinds of things. And so you might be getting a box from me, because I just don't have room in my new room to, because right now they're in a bin underneath my desk, but I don't know about that desk and how much of that I'm going to be able to keep. So it won't be just the other stuff that I'm getting rid of, but I think, I need to pare down. I just need to pare down. I did read the Swedish death cleaning book. I don't recall that it helped me a lot, but I'm thinking about reading it again. Maybe it'll help. I don't know. So anyway, I blathered on enough. But this is the kind of thing. Now, this was also at the bottom of the bin. This is a Life magazine from August 11th, 1952. 1 year for Christmas, my mother decided, she went, I don't know where she got them. This one is March 8th, 1954. Oh, this is Churchill's granddaughter, Arabella. She's a few years older than me. So anyway, so these two magazines were a gift from my mother at Christmas 1 year, because this is the Life magazine from, that was the issue the day I was born. And this one is the Life magazine that was the issue the day Dennis was born. You're wrong, mine's March 8th. I don't know who Joan Rice is, but that's her, and she was a beautiful woman. Robin Hood's New Girlfriend. So I don't know, is that a movie? Oh, Argentina's farewell to Eva Perón. Yeah. This one says, McCarthy and the U.S. Army, myths and facts about overweight. I think I need to read these magazines. But anyway, so what do you do? What do you do with that? These magazines have no place. That's what I'm working with here. Maybe I'll read them and then see. I don't know. See, that's my problem. I don't know. Anyway, I've blathered on enough. There's a part of me that's really, really looking forward to the week after Thanksgiving, because Aura will be living here with us, and everything upstairs will be organized, and the dining room will be clear, and I'm hoping that we are very settled and organized, and I feel like that's going to have a big effect on my mental health and how I feel. I really do. I hope I'm not wrong. So yesterday was the first step, and it feels better already just having those bins done. And I found my Rocaine pattern. Oh, and I gave Christy an overlock sewing machine a little while ago, but I know I have a bag of spools of the thread that goes with that machine, and I haven't been able to find it to give it to her. I am hoping in this process I come across that bag, because I'm more than happy to ship things off. I'll ship some stuff to Juanita. I'll ship some stuff to Christy. We shall see. But now I'm off to sort books. So please, please take good care of yourselves. Please, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay sane.